Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Coffee Run Live episode 471. We're just churning through the days, churning through the episodes. Oh, God. Do you know what really irritates me? I gotta tell you, one of the things that really irritates me is our, good morning, Linda, is on the Facebook live stream app, which is not an app at all. On Facebook, in my page, when I go live on my phone, I get the caption ready, right? So I get the caption all ready to go, and I then change the screen, I make the filter go, and then I'm like, all right, let's go live. And I always freaking forget to put the subject line, the title of the live stream into the thing. That's not true. I don't always forget it, but I'll often forget it. Man, it is so annoying. I don't like it. So let me see if I can just edit this, because what I wanted to talk to you about today, I think is going to be really funny. I had this realization this morning where I've gone, oh my God, I'm supposed to be having a photo shoot today, which is very fun, very exciting. And what I'm really excited about, oh, morning everybody. What I'm really excited about, oh man, that doesn't give me what I want, hang on. So let me put this in here now, because this is more than a little bit irritating. So the Coffee Run Live, we're episode 471. What I want to know, what is the craziest things you've said this year? Or the oddest things you've said this year / done this year. Because for me, what I think is really, that's better. What's really fascinating to me is I was doing my gym workout this morning, which I normally do. That's not odd and that's not crazy. I normally work out. It just so happens that at the moment I'm working out at home versus working out at the gym. But the thing that I've said to myself as I'm getting ready and I'm working out, I'm like, shit, I've got a photo shoot today. I better shave my head. So for me, the first craziest thing for me, and I'll go first. So I wanted to go first. So let me know what's the craziest, most oddest thing that you've said or done, right? So for me, number one, I have a photo shoot today, so I better shave my head. Photo shoot today, so I'd better shave my head. I never, ever in a million years ever thought that I would say something like that. I just never thought that. Please let me know. Play along at home. Let me know what the craziest thing is that you've said. Another thing that 2020 has brought me that I had dreamed of, so this is more of an odd thing than a crazy thing. I have a publisher. I actually have a publisher. That's really crazy for me to think, it's a dream that I've had for a number of years, to write a book and have it published and have it in all of the bookshops and everything else. Been really, I think it's really fun, but I've got a publisher. Really crazy. The third thing another really odd thing I think is that I love having my kids at home, being homeschooled. Now, the thing for me that I think is really interesting about this is that, primarily because they're doing like their own schoolwork, right? And I don't have to do too much. I am quite lucky in the sense that my children are 18, 14 and 12. So the 18-year-old, the 19-year-old, 19, 14 and 12. How old are your children, Nicola? How many do you have? So, what I love about these is that they're home. I can hear the noise while they're working around, and I really, really love this. Diane gave birth to my second baby while baby number one was only 16 months old. So I decided to start a course. Of course you did. That's awesome. Congratulations. That rocks. I really love that, Diane. Thank you. Isn't how fun? How interesting. The other thing that I think is really, really odd for me is that I decided to be vegan for a while. And I'm actually still maintaining that. And I'm like, it's really funny because I had all of these, I had all of these ideas about what being vegan would be, what it would be like. I really love steak, right? So I really love steak. I really love all the things that I really love, and most of it is a mix of veggies and meat. So to decide to go and try being vegan for a period of 8 weeks and then maintain it is really odd. It's really strange. So I think what this to me is, as I'm thinking about this, what it gives rise to is actually how much, and we all know this, I think, but just how much things have changed, how much we've had to pivot, how much we've had to adapt, and how much as a country and as a world, how much we've had to kind of adjust and pivot and change. And a lot of us, I know for a lot of the people that I'll talk to, there's that mix of negativity and frustration. And then there's also this other side that's like, well, there's silver linings to a lot of the things that we've been facing. Some of the crappiest things that I've heard, my best friend was diagnosed with cancer and starting chemo and going through that, which is really crap. So whilst I had an eyelash in my eye. This is the other really odd thing that I think, I'm just going to throw this in here. The other odd, strange, crazy thing is I can't even get my lashes and botox done. Like, what the actual fuck? In what planet? On what planet? In what year? Because I'm allowed to be vain, right? You can't even get your freaking eyelashes and botox done here in Victoria at the moment. That is ridiculous. Absolutely insane. Chris, really cool to take my dance fitness classes via online streaming in a small house while homeschooling 2 children under 11. You, sir, are a legend. That is amazing. That's amazing. I didn't know that was what you did. How did I not know this? So what kind of dance fitness classes? Do you deliver, as a participant? Or do you run them? Can you clarify that? Because they're 2 different things, right? As a participant versus a running it. That's interesting. How has your business changed? Not just Chris, but, everybody. Like, has your business changed and adapted and evolved? Like, one of the other really interesting things for me, and I'm going to put number 6, was how much you're the instructor. That was what I thought. That was my first assumption. And I was like, oh my God, maybe I got that wrong. Very cool. Very, very cool. A lot of the health and fitness industry has had to really adapt and change, right? And therefore consumers have had to adapt and change. And I know for me, I'm incredibly grateful for people like you who are still allowing or creating the space for people to be able to move at home in some way. So thank you for taking that online. It's really important. As we know, movement and motion creates momentum. So the more we can be moving our bodies, the less we're going to be feeling. And more likely you're going to move through the changes in a more fluid kind of more fluid kind of way, I guess, is the way I want to think about that. So as you may or may not know, in May this year, I was supposed to do a national tour with Visible Live and take that around the country. And it was really amazing and very, whilst I've done a lot of online events, I mean, I live in a tiny little country town. I run online events all the time. But how much I loved running my 2-day, I'm going to say national tour online. I really, really loved it. The breakthroughs that people had were really fun and really amazing. So that was kind of, I don't don't know, like, you know how like we've all got faith in our stuff, I think, particularly if you've been doing it for a while. We've got faith in our stuff, we know it's going to work and stuff like that. And yet it was really nice to have that, wow, this is really freaking awesome and this totally rocks. So what else is really surprising? What's surprising to you? What's the oddest, funniest, weirdest, craziest thing that you've said this year? I'd be really curious about that. So I think that's really what I wanted to share with you today. It was this realization of the most oddest thing that I never thought I would ever say or even think in a bazillion years. I have to shave my head because I have a photo shoot today. So I think that's going to go down in the history books as something, and I don't think anybody who knows me would ever think that I would say anything like that as well. I've always had a thing about my hair, always. I remember, so funny, I don't think I've actually told this story to people. So I remember being a kid, as we do, and my aunties, so I idolized my two aunties. So I've got my auntie Alison, who is my mum's second, so there was, my mum has a brother, and then there's my mum, and then she's got a sister, two sisters, so one called Alison and one called Tracy. And Alison was the older of the two younger sisters, and I always kind of, I idolized both of them. So they were both young when I was born. I think Tracy was only about 8. I think Alison might have been around maybe, I don't know, maybe 12, 14, 15. I might have the years wrong, but you'll roll with me anyway. And I remember like looking at my auntie, who was this Auntie Alison, who was this gorgeous, most amazing person. She worked in a bank. I remember her working in a bank and thinking, well, that was all very proper. And then there was my auntie Tracy, who was a bit closer to my age, and I always just remember feeling like she was more like a big, kind of like a big sister to me. But I remember being maybe, 12 years old, and I got handed down a lot of stuff, particularly from Tracy. And one of the things that they gave me, or I was given, were these binders with makeup hints and tips. So we're talking like in the 90s. So these things probably came from the 80s, right? So I remember like I had like long hair, and my mum wouldn't let me cut it above my shoulder. Like I could cut it to my shoulders, but I always wanted a bob. And so I'd practice kind of like, and you guys do this, might have, maybe not the guys, but the girls, you might have done these. I know my second daughter, Esri, she does this a bit, where she'll kind of like, she's got long hair and like kind of like fold it up. So, and then I used to pin it up so that I could see what it would look like and kind of play with that. I used to use Sun-In, which was I don't know what it did to my hair. It made it turn yellow because like my hair is not light. I remember using Sun-In as a kid to try and get it lighter, and lemon juice, and pouring through these makeup and hair tutorials, trying to do different things and mess around with my hair and be like, feel all grown up and glamorous and gorgeous. So, hair has been a thing for as long as I can remember. I've done the bad hair thing. I had short hair and it was permed, like really, really tight permed curls, which I thought I was the biggest badass on the planet. And all of that kind of thing. So for me to be working out today and be thinking, wow, photo shoot, I better shave my head, is definitely something that I had never, ever, 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 ever in a billion years thought that I would ever say. So there you go. Here's to 2020. Here's to doing the fun things that we do. Here's to supporting our clients, our friends, our families, and doing what we can to keep the wheels turning and, get through what is going to go down, I think, in our history as one of the most interesting years on the face of the planet in our lifetimes, I think. So let's hope it doesn't get any more interesting on that note. So I am going to love you and leave you. Have a really awesome and amazing day. As you're listening to the replay, I would very much love to hear what is your craziest, most oddest thing that you have said or had to do this year. I'd love to hear about it, because maybe I'm the only freak in the room. I don't think I'm the only freak in the room that has had to do some really interesting things or bust through some new firsts that we never thought we would have to do. So have an awesome day. I'm going to go and do all of the things and get ready for this photo shoot this afternoon. Take care, everyone. Get out there, go help some people, have a whole ton of fun doing it. And remember, the world is ready for your brand of awesome, even more so this year, even more so. Mwah. Talk to you tomorrow.